azetuto ulikopa ni nani na tuwabeshe baboka mwati nani success knowledge tiye pani bela kube babo uwabako ni sensa
tutawa abantu
uwabako ni sensa
usakamana abantu.
Hi fam, are you a grade 12 or a GC candidate rewriting this year in July-August exam and wondering if you will clear because there are about 3 months left before the actual July-August exam? Well, then this video is definitely for you. Stick around so that we can easily and fully talk about the necessary things that should be highly considered and the things that should be easily cut off in order to let your expectations flow out smoothly in the direction that you would want your grades and results to be placed in. It's your tutor again, Mr. Rasensa, and the following video is everything about a student rewriting an exam or a student in an internal exam year. And being in an exam year has something to do with someone understanding and bringing to realization that it's an expensive year. Well, I mean, something expensive is something about efforts. Endless efforts placed in each and every particular program you're able to indulge in will be able to highly be beneficial on that actual day you'll be able to start the exams, because by then you would have already established a stable foundation. Talking about GCE exams, you know, it's everything about actual 6 months and under which the syllabus covers everything from grades 10 to 12. At times, we're going to agree the time for learning is not sufficient in accordance to the way things are being able to be brought in an exam. But such can't be a large excuse someone can really rely on in order to excuse themselves for failure. Remember, failure is the language of yesterday and it doesn't belong to anyone. Failure is only attracted where there is laziness, and I believe you are not a lazy student. You are a student who is trying their level best in seeing that they see an immediate change. At times, the change is not seen there and then. It's a gradual process, but what's more important is keeping a positive faith and keeping a self-determination with complete focus. Being a GCE candidate for this year, we're all aware the timetable isn't yet out. And as it stands, this is almost the month end of March, bringing in April, May, and June as the only reliable months that can be able to be of use in order to make a stable foundation and solidify the understanding. And I believe with these months remaining, it's about the content you're going to rely on, which will determine how well you're going to be familiar with topics that are going to be brought in an exam. Mathematics, biology, and science are the 3 things that have been able to create negative results considering the past years, but it can be something we cannot really talk about this year because you can make the difference. And as we are talking about these things, I hope you are being able to portray a positive attitude towards your academics. The first and the foremost, we need to make a stable and planned timetable, a timetable that we could possibly follow, not because you have nothing to do, but because you know that you are the only person who can make that change you've always wanted to see, that change you've always dreamt of. And it is that change that can make changeable results, that can be able to make you even be able to apply by January 2023, because you would have already emerged victoriously by this year's September. And apart from a planned timetable, it's also important to cut off unnecessary things. Unnecessary things such as maybe some things that can be able to lower down the capacity under which you need to create time in order to know the pace at which your studies are moving at, especially on weekends. At least from Monday to Friday, when you make a timetable, you should be able to have Saturday for revisions. And you should be able to be in company of those people that at least would bring the best and better version of yourself, or rather, a beast of you. And now, also, most importantly, we should be able to kindly talk about from where you are learning and where you're getting lessons and how best you are able to assess yourself. Considering that point, you can rely on our institution for online lessons or for physical classes. When I talk about online lessons, they are very, very, very effective, whereas when instantly you register, you are going to immediately get added to a WhatsApp group where you tend to receive videos from Monday to Friday between 19 hours and 20 hours, and then you'll be able to receive pop-up quizzes, exercises, and pamphlets, and so on and so forth. Your performance will be able to ensure that it is administered and seen that you are well, being able to be happy that you register. And trust me, you can never regret enrolling with us because it is for your own benefit and for your own good, and the customer's expectation is highly valued. Back to the content and the purpose of this video, I believe you can be able to do it. And this is only where you keep a positive mind that can create a positive attitude. And this is whereby when you are rewriting mathematics, it's not about only knowing everything in an exam, but it's about being content and being proud of the topics that you already know. Try to polish up as you try to collaborate other topics that you haven't yet learned with the things that you already know today. When you keep on having a self-revision, you're going to create that accuracy in an exam. By the way, an exam only depends on two things. It's about accuracy and time management. If you're accurate and time manageable, definitely everything will just flow out smoothly and according to your expectations, and you are simply going to emerge victoriously, positively to how best your results should definitely be. And then also, when you are rewriting English, please do not be relaxed that it is a subject that everyone passes. If you are comfortable, like you're in your comfort zone for English, like you only go through a day before the exam or a week before exam or a month before exam, then you're lying to yourself, because in that comfort zone where you are, trust me, nothing grows there. Get out of your comfort zone, face your fears, know at least 3 compositions, and that should be a speech, a profile, minute writing, or even an article, and other forms of composition in section A. Know everything about rewriting, have an idea about summary writing, have an idea about comprehension, and afterwards you can talk about preposition or structure in paper 2. Talking about biology, we're going to find that what's more important, once you've written your practical where you've registered for your lessons, what's important is to highly focus on question 1 and question 5. Question 5 basically doesn't change its genetics. What changes is the content they are going to bring on question 5. And question 1 is everything about specialization of cells. What changes is question 2, question 3, and question 4. So if you've been able to compare the past papers from 2017 up until 2021, you can be able to highly see the regularities of the topics that have been able to be brought out in which an examiner has been targeting. And you can be able to fully concentrate on those and have keen interest in knowing how best you can write an essay in section B, because that will help you also to add on marks. And paper 1, mostly be able to download an ECZ past papers app in order to be going through questions once you are taught. Considering science, you can either balance physics or balance chemistry. And also, it's just about you are the only person who knows yourself better than anyone does. So only you know where you are able to provide focus, where you are able to be poor, where you are able to be better and good at. Only you know those things. So only you can be able to place the desirable effort in order to let each and every of the things for a dream come true and be able to let out the results to be highly beneficial. Then also about other options, it's just important that you are being able to have a necessity of information in order to know the targeted topics, how to write some essays and attempt other sections. Otherwise, as you have been able to listen to me under this particular content of this video, it's also important to realize that as you are being able to make a study timetable, it's also important to know and be able to believe in yourself in the first place, because nowadays there isn't a leakage. The best, realest leakage is the thing that you're being able to be exposed to, as particularly relating to lessons that you're being able to have, which is the main reason I advise every viewer of this particular video to highly consider the decision positively by registering with us for online lessons. Trust me, in 1 month or 2 months' time, you can be able to see a positive difference and a clear change, where like you have been able to have the content of the things you would have wanted for. Otherwise, this is your year. It's not about claiming it or saying amen. It's just about ensuring that at the end of the day, you do the most. At the end of the day, you've solved. At the end of the day, you've gone through a biological diagram. At the end of the day, you've looked about a periodic table. At the end of the day, you've looked about a simple machine in physics. Before you realize it, you would have already been stable. And that's what's more important. Be in no comparison with anyone. That only creates a burden. Be in competition with how bad you were in the previous years and how well you need to really do it and be able to emerge victoriously and focus on the future by January next year. And this can be able to happen according to your expectations. And whereas you have been able to have that keen interest to learn, dedicate your time, and ensure that you give no excuses, because excuses are nails that help to build a house of a failure, but you're not a failure. And you are in for success. Let's do this. So click on the bio of this video. You will find a number. That number, send us a DM on WhatsApp. We'll be able to add you to a WhatsApp group after you register. Then we can begin online lessons. Believe me, this will happen according to your expectations. I'll be waiting for you. Once you register, I know you will register. So till in the next video, for now, it's a goodbye. You'll do it.
As a tuto ulikopa ni nani? Natuwabeshe baboka mwati nani? Success, knowledge, tiye pani, bela kube babo. Uwabako ni sensa.
Tutawa abantu.
Uwabako ni sensa.